You're all welcome to First Influencers channel where we talk about the latest in the world of sports. Today we'll be talking about the UFC fight, UFC 281 fight, which was between Alex Pereira of Brazil and Isreal Adesanya, who is a new lander. So I'm just going to give you the analysis of the fight from my own perspective, what I feel transpired between these two fighters. If you are not aware that these two fighters have had previous fights when they were in the MMA. Adesanya used to be in MMA before he crossed over to the UFC. So there are lots of animosities between these two fighters. So to Adesanya, it's more of a revenge thing, and to Alex Pereira, it's more of, oh, I've beaten Adesanya twice, so I can always beat him again when he crossed to the UFC. Having said that, Adesanya, during one of his, posts when he stated that he doesn't think that, Alex Pereira is going to last long in the UFC because there have been issues of fighters that have crossed, over from the MMA to UFC. They didn't do well at all in UFC category. So now let's just go straight into it. Adesanya really, to me, I think some of the things that I think affected Adesanya was because, psychologically, I think Pereira has beaten him before, and it's a psychological thing. He beat him twice, not just once. He has beat Adesanya twice in MMA, like I earlier mentioned. And now, crossing over is Pereira's three fights, all the bouts that he has had, he knocked out all his fighters. He beat them, hands down. So he's just gone in for the middleweight division, which Adesanya has been able to occupy for a long time. Even though some of the fighters, some of the big names in that category wanted to, defeat him. So let's go down to the fight. We can see that it wasn't easy for Alex Pereira, during this bout. It was 5-round bout, which Adesanya really came out, gave Alex Pereira, a fight for his money. And people feel that, because Alex Pereira has been the point, is from the mixed martial, background, and quite a number of advantages over Adesanya. Some of his advantages are he has bigger body frame compared to Adesanya. He's a better striker than Adesanya and has the ability to mix things up. He's a fighter, he's a kickboxer, then he now crossed over to the UFC. Yes, Alex Pereira, of course, he knocked out Adesanya in the middleweight championship in the last, like I said, in the last kickboxing matches. It can also be argued that, that, like I said, this is not MMA. MMA is a mixed martial arts, and this is UFC. And most of these people, most of these fighters across the course has not been doing exceedingly well. So Adesanya, to me, I think he should go back to the drawing board after losing. I would, I would be of the opinion that he should keep his head up because he really gave Alex Pereira, fight for his money. It didn't go down easily. At some point, he injured, Alex Pereira, which Alex Pereira's corner had to just rush in to treat Alex Pereira. So I think he should go back. I'm hoping that, people or Dana White, UFC particularly, won't say because Adesanya they've had previous two bouts that he won't be given opportunity to have a fight, a rematch, against Pereira. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a rematch, between these two in the UFC division, not MMA. This has nothing to do with the previous fight. The experience that Adesanya had really helped him, to keep things going. And it was towards the end of round 5 that Pereira was able to even, get the upper hand. It's all about endurance to me. So I don't know what your thoughts are. Kindly leave your comments below, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until next time, you're welcome.